keep you updated with how all that's going. It's 25 minutes past 8. Something else connected to the pandemic, something you perhaps wouldn't have even thought was happening. But hairdressers say they have been observing and seeing an increasing number of clients having allergic reactions to hair dye after having contracted coronavirus.
Some have reported suffering from rashes and burns despite using the same hair dye for years. The trade body is now urging professionals to carry out patch skin tests on all customers. Frankie McCamley has this report.
For 15 years, Gemma has been going to this salon in Oswestry to get her hair dyed.
Hi, Jem, you all right?
Despite choosing the same colour by the same brand, she says her skin changed after contracting coronavirus.
So April, when the salon reopened, Stacey had made it compulsory that you had to have a patch test 48 hours before you were to have any colour on your hair. To start with, I just, I'd almost forgotten that I'd had the patch test because it was so far, in the back of my mind that I would react to it.
Under the manufacturer's guidelines, Gemma's hairdresser Stacey says she didn't have to carry out a patch test. She took extra precautions, which turned out to be the right thing to do.
So, it was really itchy, really sore, and as it started to get worse, I was thinking, oh my goodness, I am actually reacting to this patch test. I felt a really hot burning sensation behind my ear, which progressively got worse to the point where it had taken layers of skin from behind my ear. It was so painful and really scary because I'd never experienced anything like that before.
In South East London, at Charlotte Barker's salon, one of her regular clients had a reaction so severe she had to call an ambulance.
From the second I started applying, because she had her gown was slightly undone, I just noticed it sort of a rash creeping up her chest and then just starting to creep upwards to her neck, and then it was actually quite aggressive. I said to her, "Do you feel okay?" No, not particularly. Got her straight back over to the backwash and then just really started shampooing it off really quickly with a hypoallergenic shampoo.
That day, she went onto social media to raise awareness of what had happened to her client.
She did land up coming over feeling really quite giddy. She was going hot and cold, quite shaky, and just generally unwell. She felt like she was going to pass out. The skin test is still in date. There is nothing at the moment within our industry to state that we do need to re-skin test. But I'm literally going to spend my whole weekend trying to get in touch with anyone and everyone that will listen.
Both women who suffered a new reaction to hair dye had contracted coronavirus or long COVID. Some scientists believe the two could be linked, but many other serious illnesses can affect your immune system and cause new allergic reactions.
Folks like me, we spend a lot of time thinking about COVID and immunity to COVID and vaccines to COVID. And now we need to start thinking about long COVID, and somewhere in that list we need to think about these changed allergic responses. And what it means is you may have been reprogrammed, if you like. So compared to what you knew before, I am allergic to lobster, but I'm not allergic to nuts, or vice versa, or whatever it is, all bets are off, and you've got to kind of rethink what your allergies might be.
Whether it's hair dye or anything else, studies are now being carried out into new allergic responses following COVID. Industry experts say they want the science proven before taking action.
We're hearing reports of people saying that they've found their clients are more sensitive, and so far there has been no definitive evidence of causation.
Hairdressers have to follow specific guidance from each hair dye manufacturer. This could include things like questionnaires and patch tests. If they don't follow those, then their insurance could be invalid and they could be liable. That's why Charlotte is going the extra mile to patch test all clients who have had COVID before dyeing their hair, and she wants the industry to follow. Frankie McCamley, BBC News.